Well, obviously, coming off a big win, you'd like to play the very next week and keep that momentum going. Unexpected bye week. Have you any concerns about losing that edge?
You're always concerned. Just like you say, you felt like we were playing well. We're happy we got some rest, but when you don't play, you kind of lose some momentum. But what can you do? You just try the best you can to prepare, and hopefully we'll be ready.
Coaches don't like unplanned things. You like schedules, you like planning, especially I know you do. When something like that comes up that throws you off, how do you try to adjust and make sure that you don't lose valuable time? You know what I'm saying.
Well, you try to control things you can control, but you just got to adjust. I mean, obviously, like you said, Wags, you don't like to do that because you have plans and you kind of try to build up to the games. Um, Obviously there are things way more important than us trying to make sure we're ready. I mean, there's people that lost their lives in North Carolina, so I mean, what can you do? Just press forward, but it's tough. But you just gotta move. You just gotta keep pressing forward.
A lot of talk about the Memphis offense putting up 40 points per game, but their defense is playing very well. They lead the nation in takeaways, which has to be a big concern for you in this game.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of good things. I mean, I thought they won their game versus Tulane on special teams last week.
Mm-hmm.
So they won on special teams last week. Like you said, they're getting a ton of turnovers. They've scored a ton of points.
They got the league's best kicker, three-time all-conference kicker.
They got a lot of things going for them. Well, the thing that I've been most impressed with is how quickly they've adjusted and adapted to Coach Norville's philosophy. And you got a new staff. You don't know how that works because they were really successful last year.
Mm-hmm.
With guys, not buy in, but he's done a really good job of, getting them to buy into what he's doing, and they're playing really well right now.
Maurice Morris did such a good job in the Houston game with controlling that great nose guard of theirs. Are you going to continue to use Parker and Maurice based on matchups? Do you envision that you almost have two starting centers?
We think so. Right now Mo, like you said, played well. But, Parker's had a good season too, so we feel really good to have two guys that we feel confident about. We'll see what they're going to do defensively, and we just kind of go from there.
I saw Josh Lanusa, the young freshman. He's working with the scout team through a couple real nice balls. I worried that he was going to lose his season with his injury, but he's back. Is it good to see that kid back and, being able to kind of get involved with the team a little bit?
Yeah, you're excited for him because he's a good kid. I know it's been frustrating for him because you can't really do anything. You're standing on the sideline, you're with the training room group, the red group, doing all the rehab. But I know he's excited to be back, and like you said, he's been back 1 week, but he's looked really good.
Wanted to get your thoughts on the Big 12 deciding not to expand. There's been all the speculation, concern about what might happen to the American Athletic Conference if some defections, and obviously this is good news for the league. Your thoughts? I mean, it means that the league's going to just continue to get stronger.
Well, we're happy for our league. We're happy that, our league stays intact because, like you said, it's a really tough league, and you just wonder, what the heck is the Big 12 doing? I mean, they just keep doing all these.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing. They had all these things, and they make all these people run through these hoops.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know people spend a ton of money for that, and who knows? But, in the end, we're grateful that our league stayed intact.
Well, Mike Oresco, I talked to him today, and he's obviously been preaching the Power 6 narrative. He feels this league is every bit as good as some of these Power 5 leagues and belongs in that conversation. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good teams in our league, you know what I mean? And I think you've seen just on the field some of the things that our conference has done. I don't know, I saw an article, Straussmar, was that the AD or the president of Iowa State?
AD.
And just, I don't know him, and I don't know if give me trouble with Chet, but, he mentioned some stuff about, these teams coming in and this and that, like,
right.
I'll just leave it at that. It's like just talking about, other teams and how good or bad that they're doing. I'm like, there's a lot of good teams. Right. I mean, there's a lot of good teams. And in that league, obviously Texas and Oklahoma drive a lot of things. But you also got Baylor, TCU, and some other guys. But, top to bottom, we feel good about our league. That top to bottom is a pretty equal league, where some of the other leagues are pretty top-heavy. But what can you say? We're on the outside looking in as conferences. Obviously, all of us would like to be a part of it because there's stuff that the Power Fives provide. But you can't worry about it. We have a really good conference, really competitive, and we just got to do the best we can in our conference.
I thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
The offense of Memphis, they're putting up 40 points a game, so I guess they might be pretty good.
Yeah, very, very explosive. Got great skill, great receivers, great running backs. O-line is solid. Yeah, they're a tremendous offense. Very, very explosive.
Last year going into this game, we were talking about an NFL quarterback, and he is in the NFL now. He declared early for the draft. They've replaced him with a kid who started his career at Tennessee, a transfer. How's Riley Ferguson, their Memphis quarterback, looking to you?
Real strong arm. He's adapted to their offense really well. Does a lot of different things well. Again, can throw the deep ball, got touch, throws screens, can throw just about all the passes. Yeah, he's a really good player.
I was watching their game against Temple, and I saw the one tailback who's built like a bowling ball run for a long touchdown, 50-some yards. And then last week, a new kid, a different tailback, had two big explosive plays. Looks like they got two guys in the backfield that can hurt you.
They've really got three guys. Number 8, I think it's 26. Number 11, they can all play. They're really, really good, skilled running backs. Mm-hmm. All three of them can hurt you.
Is their offense different? I mean, I think it's still spread, which is what the previous coach ran, but it's, I believe, something a little bit different. You may be familiar with what this Coach Norvell does from his Arizona State days when he played him in the bowl game, but is it different, a little bit different than what they did last year?
They all have their own idiosyncrasies. I mean, a little more motion, maybe some different formations. And some of the plays are the same, but they use it in a little different way than, say, Houston did or they did last year. Last year they were probably a little more of a passing team. This year they can run the ball, and they will run the ball. So they're all a little different in their own ways, but a lot of it is the same.
This isn't, I mean, you just got done playing a Houston team that was so explosive and your defense held up, and here you are back next game, and it's the same. This must be quite tough on your defense. I mean, they can't.
It's tough on me. I know that.
There's no breaks in this.
No, there isn't. There's
South Florida ain't gonna be.
No, everybody we play has explosive offenses, and that's the way of the world now. I mean, it's kind of like that with whoever you play. If you look at every score, somebody scores 40 or 50 every week. You know what I mean? So it might be 40, 48, or it might be 47, but it's somebody scoring 40 or 50 points. It's just the way the offenses are going. They're getting you out in space, and they have reasons for calling what they're calling. The days of just running the ISO and the power just to run it, those are over. So they're all good, and there's so many good football players out there. Kids start running this stuff when they're in Little League, so by the time they get to college, they're pretty proficient at it.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right.